today's episode, we're looking at families who got eaten alive by deadly animals. From a park ranger who couldn't escape a grizzly, to a safari guide destroyed by a lion pride. But first, we start in India, where one photographer's obsession led his family into a tiger's domain. It was July 15, 2016, when the Anderson family arrived at the remote Sundarban's National Park in West Bengal, India. The vast mangrove forest stretched endlessly, its dense canopy creating an almost impenetrable green wall along the muddy water banks. Ancient trees rose from brackish waters, their twisted roots forming natural bridges between land and sea. This UNESCO World Heritage Site harbored one of the world's largest populations of Bengal tigers, apex predators that had adapted uniquely to this aquatic environment. Brian Anderson, a 42-year-old wildlife photographer from Oregon, had dreamed of capturing the elusive Sundarban's tigers for years. His adventurous spirit often overshadowed caution, a trait that had earned him stunning photographs but also close calls in the past. His wife Heather, a 38-year-old marine biologist, possessed extensive knowledge of ecosystems but trusted her husband's wilderness expertise. Their daughter Madison, 16, shared her father's passion for nature photography and eagerly anticipated her first professional shoot. 14-year-old Tyler reluctantly joined the expedition, preferring his video games to outdoor adventures. The family had hired a local guide who emphasized staying on designated forest trails, warning them repeatedly about the territorial nature of Sundarban's tigers. These magnificent cats, unlike their mainland cousins, are known for their swimming abilities and unpredictable behavior around humans. Brian dismissed these warnings as overly cautious, convinced his experience would keep his family safe during their early morning trek through the forest. Bengal tigers are among the most formidable predators on Earth, with males weighing up to 500 pounds and possessing bite forces exceeding 1,000 pounds per square inch. Their powerful jaws can crush bones instantly, while their razor-sharp claws can inflict devastating wounds. Sundarban's tigers have developed unique hunting strategies, often stalking prey through water and dense vegetation. These solitary hunters are extremely territorial, particularly males defending their domain from perceived threats. At 6:30 a.m., Brian made his fatal mistake. Spotting fresh tiger tracks leading away from the designated trail, he convinced his family to follow them deeper into the forest. The photographer's obsession with the perfect shot clouded his judgment as he led his wife and children into unmarked territory. The family moved noisily through the undergrowth, with Madison's camera flash periodically illuminating the dim forest interior. A 400-pound male Bengal tiger had been stalking the family for several minutes, moving silently through the dense vegetation. The territorial predator perceived the humans as intruders in his domain. When Brian separated from his family to examine tiger markings on a tree, the massive cat struck with lightning speed. The tiger launched itself from the undergrowth, covering 20 feet in a single bound. Its powerful jaws clamped down on Brian's neck from behind, the 4-inch canine teeth penetrating deep into his cervical vertebra. The crushing force instantly severed his spinal cord, killing him before he could scream. Brian's body went limp as the tiger shook him violently, ensuring the kill. Heather's scream pierced the forest silence as she witnessed her husband's death. She grabbed both children, attempting to retreat toward the trail, but the commotion had fully triggered the tiger's predatory instincts. The massive cat abandoned Brian's lifeless body and pursued the fleeing family. Madison stumbled over exposed roots in her panic, falling hard to the forest floor. The tiger reached her within seconds, its jaws closing around her throat. The powerful bite crushed her windpipe and severed her corroded artery, causing massive blood loss. Madison's body convulsed briefly before going still. Tyler attempted to climb a nearby tree, his small hands grasping desperately at the bark. The tiger reared up on its hind legs, powerful claws raking down the boy's back and torso. The razor-sharp talons opened deep gashes from his shoulders to his waist, exposing muscle and bone. The tiger's jaws then clamped around Tyler's midsection, its teeth puncturing his lungs and liver. Internal bleeding and organ failure claimed his life within minutes. Heather ran blindly through the forest, branches tearing at her clothes and skin. In her terror, she failed to see a fallen log across her path. She tripped violently, her head striking a large rock with tremendous force. The impact fractured her skull and caused severe brain trauma. Blood poured from the wound as she lay unconscious on the forest floor. The tiger approached Heather's motionless form, but sensing no threat from the unconscious woman, lost interest and disappeared into the jungle. Heather died from her traumatic brain injury 15 minutes later, never regaining consciousness. The entire attack had lasted less than 4 minutes, claiming all 4 family members. Park rangers discovered the scene 8 hours later when the family failed to return to their lodge. The investigation revealed that the family had violated multiple safety protocols by leaving designated areas. The tragedy shocked the international wildlife photography community and prompted stricter safety measures for tourists visiting the Sundarbans. The Anderson family's tragedy showed how quickly a tiger can turn deadly when boundaries are crossed. For Christina Malone, it wasn't big cats she feared, but a grizzly bear mother in Yellowstone. It was September 3rd, 2017, when the Malone family arrived at their remote backcountry campsite in Yellowstone National Park, Wyoming. The pristine wilderness stretched for miles in every direction, with towering pine trees creating a natural cathedral around their isolated location. Dense undergrowth carpeted the forest floor, while nearby berry patches attracted wildlife preparing for the approaching winter months. This secluded area, 8 miles from the nearest marked trail, offered the perfect setting for an authentic wilderness experience away from crowded tourist areas. Christina Malone, a 35-year-old freelance nature photographer from Denver, had extensive wilderness experience as a former park ranger. Her passion for capturing wildlife in their natural habitat often led her to remote locations others avoided. Her husband David, a 38-year-old accountant, possessed limited camping experience but trusted his wife's expertise completely. Their daughter Emma, celebrating her 12th birthday with this dream adventure, shared her mother's fascination with photography and eagerly anticipated learning advanced techniques. 9-year-old Jake loved outdoor exploration, but lacked understanding of wilderness dangers, viewing the trip as an exciting playground adventure. Christina had planned this expedition to teach her children about wildlife photography while documenting grizzly bears preparing for hibernation. The family chose this particular location for its known bear activity and spectacular photographic opportunities. Local rangers had warned visitors about increased bear encounters as the animals intensified their feeding before winter. But Christina felt confident in her ability to safely observe and photograph these magnificent creatures from an appropriate distance. Grizzly bears are among North America's most formidable predators, with adult females weighing up to 400 pounds and males reaching 600 pounds or more. These massive omnivores possess incredible strength, capable of running 35 miles per hour and delivering bone-crushing blows with their powerful paws. Their 4-inch claws can inflict devastating wounds, while their bite force exceeds 1,200 pounds per square inch. Mother grizzlies with cubs become extremely aggressive when they perceive threats, attacking with lethal ferocity to protect their offspring. During late summer and fall, bears become increasingly territorial as they focus on consuming massive quantities of food before hibernation. At 4:15 p.m., Christina made her fatal mistake. She had been tracking a mother grizzly with 2 cubs for several hours, gradually moving closer to capture the perfect photographs. Despite her ranger training, the photographer's obsession with documenting bear behavior clouded her judgment. She led her family through dense brush, making enough noise to announce their presence, violating a fundamental safety protocol she had taught countless visitors during her ranger career. The family emerged from thick vegetation and found themselves 30 feet from a 350-pound female grizzly and her 2 cubs. The massive sow immediately perceived the humans as a direct threat to her offspring. Her ears flattened against her skull as she rose on her hind legs, assessing the danger before dropping to all fours and charging with explosive speed. The grizzly covered the distance to Christina in less than 3 seconds, her powerful muscles propelling her massive frame forward. The bear's front paws struck Christina with tremendous force, launching her 10 feet backward into a cluster of rocks. The impact shattered multiple ribs and punctured her left lung, causing immediate internal bleeding. David instinctively moved to protect his children, yelling and waving his arms to distract the enraged mother. The grizzly abandoned Christina and charged toward David, her protective instincts fully triggered. The bear reared up and delivered a devastating blow to David's head with her massive paw. The crushing impact fractured his skull in multiple places, causing severe brain trauma and immediate unconsciousness. Emma screamed and ran toward the tree line, but her movement triggered the bear's chase response. The grizzly pursued the terrified girl, catching her within 20 feet. The bear's powerful jaws clamped down on Emma's back, her 4-inch canine teeth penetrating deep into the child's torso. The bite severed Emma's spinal cord at the thoracic level, causing instant paralysis and massive internal bleeding. Jake attempted to hide behind a fallen log, but the protective mother located him within minutes. The grizzly bit down on the boy's torso, her teeth puncturing his chest cavity and causing catastrophic damage to his lungs and heart. Jake's small body went limp as blood filled his punctured lungs. The entire attack lasted approximately 2 minutes before the mother grizzly retreated with her cubs, satisfied that the threat had been eliminated. Christina died from internal bleeding and punctured lung complications within 20 minutes. David succumbed to traumatic brain injury within 10 minutes of the initial blow. Emma died from spinal cord injury and blood loss within 18 minutes, while Jake died almost immediately from his chest wounds. Park rangers discovered the scene the following morning when the family failed to check in at their designated time. The investigation revealed that the family had approached far too close to a mother bear with cubs, violating established safety distances. Christina Malone's expertise couldn't save her when maternal instincts turned a grizzly deadly. For Dylan Shepard, it wasn't a grizzly, but a black bear that would prove equally fatal. It was August 22, 2018, when the Shepard family arrived at their secluded campsite in Algonquin Provincial Park, Ontario, Canada. The vast wilderness stretched endlessly through dense boreal forests, with towering spruce and pine trees creating a natural canopy overhead. Crystal clear lakes dotted the landscape, connected by winding portage trails. Their chosen campsite sat 12 miles from the nearest road, accessible only by canoe through interconnected waterways that promised complete isolation from civilization. Dylan Shepard, a 32-year-old software developer from Toronto, had minimal wilderness experience, but was eager to prove himself as an outdoorsman. His urban lifestyle had left him unprepared for backcountry camping realities. His wife Sarah, a 29-year-old elementary school teacher, had organized this family vacation to disconnect from technology and create lasting memories. 8-year-old Lily possessed insatiable curiosity about nature, viewing every creature as a potential friend. 5-year-old Owen was experiencing his first major camping adventure, treating the wilderness as an enormous playground. Sarah had planned this 5-day expedition to celebrate Dylan's recent promotion and introduce their children to Canadian wilderness wonders. The family had rented canoes and camping equipment, choosing this remote location for its pristine beauty and abundant wildlife viewing opportunities. Park rangers had posted warnings about recent black bear activity, emphasizing proper food storage protocols. But Dylan dismissed these concerns as overly cautious bureaucratic procedures. Black bears are North America's most common bear species, with adults weighing between 125 to 250 pounds, though some males can exceed 300 pounds. Despite their smaller size compared to grizzlies, black bears possess remarkable strength and agility, capable of running 30 miles per hour and climbing trees with ease. Their powerful jaws can deliver crushing bites, while sharp claws inflict deep lacerations. Though generally shy, black bears become aggressive when surprised or protecting food sources. Their excellent sense of smell can detect food odors from miles away. At 2:30 a.m. on their third night, Dylan made his fatal mistake. Despite clear instructions from park officials, he had stored food inside their tent rather than using the provided bear-proof cache. Dirty dishes and food scraps remained scattered around their fire pit, creating an irresistible attraction for passing wildlife. A 180-pound male black bear had been drawn to their campsite by the strong scent of improperly stored food. The hungry animal approached their tent, investigating the source of the enticing odors. Dylan awakened to the sound of the bear moving around their campsite and made a critical error in judgment. Instead of remaining calm and quiet, Dylan panicked and began yelling loudly while shining his flashlight directly at the bear. The sudden noise and bright light startled the animal, triggering its defensive instincts. The commotion woke Sarah and the children, who began screaming in terror. Dylan unzipped the tent entrance and attempted to chase the bear away by running toward it while shouting. This aggressive behavior triggered the bear's defensive response. The black bear charged Dylan, covering the distance in seconds. The animal's powerful front paw struck Dylan in the chest, knocking him backward onto the rocky ground. The bear's claws raked across Dylan's torso, opening deep gashes from his shoulders to his abdomen. The wounds exposed muscle tissue and caused immediate heavy bleeding. The bear pursued Dylan and delivered a crushing bite to his left arm. The animal's teeth punctured through bone, shattering Dylan's radius and ulna while severing major blood vessels. Blood poured from the compound fracture as Dylan's screams intensified. Sarah emerged from the tent with Lily and Owen, desperately trying to help her husband while protecting her children. The bear turned toward the newly perceived threats and charged Sarah, knocking her to the ground with tremendous force. The bear's jaws clamped down on Sarah's shoulder, its teeth penetrating deep into her chest cavity. The bite punctured her lung and severed critical blood vessels, causing massive internal bleeding. Sarah's body went into shock as blood filled her punctured lung. Lily tried to protect her younger brother by pulling him toward the lake, but their movement attracted the bear's attention. The animal abandoned Sarah and pursued the children. The bear caught Lily within 20 feet, delivering a devastating bite to her back that severed her spinal cord and caused instant paralysis. Owen attempted to hide behind their overturned canoe, but the bear located him easily. The animal's powerful jaws closed around the small boy's torso, causing catastrophic internal injuries. Owen's ribs collapsed under the crushing pressure, puncturing his lungs and heart. The attack lasted 90 seconds before the bear retreated into the forest. Dylan succumbed to the blood loss and head trauma within 2 hours. Sarah died from internal bleeding and respiratory failure. Lily died from spinal cord injury and blood loss, while Owen died almost immediately from his crushing chest wounds. Park rangers discovered the tragic scene 3 days later when the family failed to check in. The investigation revealed multiple violations of food storage protocols. Officials determined that the bear had acted defensively when surprised and threatened. The Shepherd family's deaths demonstrated how quickly a black bear encounter could turn fatal. Dylan Shepherd's overconfidence cost his family their lives. For Kara Livingston, it wasn't a land predator, but the ocean's apex predator that would prove equally deadly. It was February 14, 2019, when the Livingston family arrived at the pristine waters off Gansby, South Africa, known worldwide as the Great White Shark Capital. The crystal-clear Atlantic Ocean stretched endlessly toward the horizon, its deep blue waters concealing one of nature's most formidable predators. Seal Island lay just offshore, home to thousands of Cape Fur seals that attracted massive great white sharks to these nutrient-rich waters. Kara Livingston, a 34-year-old marine biology teacher from California, had dreamed of visiting South Africa's shark-infested waters for years. Her passion for marine conservation had made this destination the centerpiece of their family vacation. Her husband, Marcus, a 36-year-old engineer, shared his wife's fascination with marine life. Their daughter Sophia, an 11-year-old aspiring marine biologist, idolized her mother and eagerly anticipated observing great whites. 13-year-old Ryan was a strong swimmer who loved ocean activities. The family had booked a reputable boat tour specializing in marine wildlife viewing, choosing an operator with an excellent safety record. They planned to observe seals and hopefully catch glimpses of great white sharks from the safety of their vessel. The tour company had assured them that February was prime season for shark sightings. Local conditions were perfect, with calm seas and excellent visibility. Great white sharks are apex predators that can grow up to 20 feet in length and weigh over 5,000 pounds. These magnificent hunters possess rows of razor-sharp serrated teeth designed to slice through flesh and bone with devastating efficiency. Their powerful tails can propel them through water at speeds exceeding 35 miles per hour, while their keen senses can detect blood from miles away. Great whites are ambush predators, typically attacking from below with explosive force. Their bite force exceeds 4,000 pounds per square inch, capable of inflicting catastrophic wounds in a single strike. At 10:45 a.m., the family made their fatal mistake. Despite recent great white shark sightings in the immediate area, they convinced the tour operator to allow them to enter the water for snorkeling near a seal colony. The crew had initially refused, citing safety protocols, but the family's enthusiasm and Kara's marine biology credentials eventually persuaded them to make an exception. The family entered the ocean wearing standard snorkeling gear, swimming approximately 100 feet from their boat toward the active seal colony. Unknown to the family, a 14-foot female great white shark had been hunting in the area, drawn by the abundant seal population. Ryan was snorkeling at the surface, photographing seals with an underwater camera, when the massive predator struck from the depths below. The great white launched itself upward at tremendous speed, its jaws opening wide to reveal rows of triangular teeth. The shark's powerful bite clamped down on Ryan's torso, its teeth penetrating deep into his chest and abdomen. The initial strike lifted Ryan partially out of the water as the shark's momentum carried both predator and victim upward. The great white's serrated teeth sliced through Ryan's wetsuit, skin, and muscle tissue, causing massive lacerations across his torso. The bite severed major blood vessels and punctured his lung, causing immediate internal bleeding. The shark released Ryan after the initial investigative bite, but the damage was catastrophic. Ryan surfaced briefly, blood pouring from his wounds as he struggled to stay afloat. His screams alerted his family members, who were snorkeling nearby. Marcus immediately swam toward his injured son, but his rapid movements and the blood in the water triggered the shark's predatory instincts. The great white approached Marcus from below and bumped him violently, its rough skin causing severe abrasions. The impact disoriented Marcus, causing him to panic and struggle frantically. His erratic movements and stress-induced hyperventilation caused him to inhale seawater. Marcus began drowning as exhaustion overcame him. Kara and Sophia desperately tried to reach Ryan, but the spreading blood cloud had created a feeding response in the shark. The great white made another pass through the area, its massive bulk creating powerful underwater currents that pulled Sophia beneath the surface. Sophia panicked as she was dragged underwater by the turbulence, her small body unable to fight against the powerful currents. She inhaled seawater as she struggled to reach the surface. The young girl drowned in the churning waters. Kara managed to reach Ryan, who had lost consciousness from blood loss and shock. She attempted to keep him afloat while signaling frantically for help. The tour operators responded immediately, pulling both Kara and Ryan from the water within 4 minutes of the initial attack. Ryan died from massive blood loss and organ damage during the boat ride back to shore. Marcus drowned from panic-induced water inhalation and exhaustion. Sophia drowned from water inhalation after being pulled under by the shark's turbulence. Kara survived the physical attack, but died 6 hours later from cardiac arrest caused by severe psychological shock. The South African maritime authorities launched a comprehensive investigation into the incident. The investigation revealed that the family had been allowed to enter waters with known great white shark activity, violating established safety guidelines. Kara Livingston's expertise couldn't protect her family from a great white's hunting ground. For Trent Lawson, it wasn't an ocean predator, but Africa's most dangerous land hunters. It was November 8, 2015, when the Lawson family arrived at their private campsite in the remote wilderness of Masai Mara National Reserve, Kenya. The vast African savanna stretched endlessly in every direction, dotted with iconic acacia trees that provided scattered shade across the golden grasslands. This secluded area, 15 miles from the nearest ranger station, offered an authentic safari experience away from tourist crowds. Trent Lawson, a 38-year-old safari guide from South Africa, possessed 15 years of experience leading wildlife tours across East Africa. His expertise with dangerous animals had earned him a reputation as one of the region's most knowledgeable guides, though his confidence sometimes bordered on recklessness. His wife Michelle, a 35-year-old wildlife veterinarian, shared her husband's passion for African wildlife. Their daughter Ashley, celebrating her 14th birthday with this dream safari adventure, aspired to follow in her father's footsteps. 10-year-old Connor idolized his father and dreamed of becoming a wildlife researcher. Trent had planned this special family expedition to share his knowledge of the Masai Mara ecosystem with his children. The family was celebrating Ashley's birthday and Trent's recent promotion to head guide. They had chosen to camp in a restricted area of the reserve, using Trent's professional connections to access territory normally off limits to tourists. Trent wanted to show his family a pride of lions he had been studying. African lions are apex predators that hunt in coordinated groups called prides, with females doing most of the killing while males defend territory. Adult lionesses weigh up to 280 pounds and possess incredible strength, capable of reaching 50 miles per hour in short bursts. Male lions can exceed 400 pounds and serve as the pride's primary defenders, equipped with powerful jaws that deliver crushing bites exceeding 650 pounds per square inch. Their coordinated hunting strategies make them among Africa's most efficient killers. Lions become extremely aggressive when protecting cubs or defending territory. At 3:20 p.m., Trent made his fatal mistake. Despite park regulations prohibiting visitors from leaving vehicles in predator areas, he led his family on foot to observe a pride of 8 lions resting under acacia trees. His overconfidence and desire to provide his children with an unforgettable experience clouded his professional judgment. The family approached within 40 feet of the pride. A 280-pound male lion detected the family's scent and stood up alertly, his massive mane bristling. 3 lionesses immediately positioned themselves to flank the approaching humans, while the dominant male moved directly toward them. The pride's protective instincts were fully triggered by the presence of humans near their resting cubs. Ashley accidentally stepped on a dry branch, creating a loud crack that startled the alert pride. The sudden noise triggered an immediate response from the lead lioness. The coordinated attack began instantly, with multiple lions moving simultaneously. The lead lioness charged first, covering 40 feet in less than 3 seconds. Her powerful muscles propelled her massive frame forward as she leapt through the air, landing directly on Trent with tremendous force. The impact knocked him to the ground as her jaws clamped down on his throat, her canine teeth penetrating deep into his neck. The lioness's bite crushed Trent's windpipe and severed his carotid artery, causing massive blood loss and immediate respiratory failure. Her powerful jaws shook him violently, ensuring the kill. Michelle attempted to pull her children away, but a second lioness had already flanked the family. The predator charged Michelle from the side, striking her with devastating force and knocking her to the ground before delivering a crushing bite to her neck. The lioness's teeth penetrated Michelle's cervical vertebra, severing her spinal cord and causing instant paralysis. Blood poured from the massive wound as Michelle's body went into shock. Ashley ran toward their abandoned vehicle, but the third lioness intercepted her within 50 feet. The predator leapt onto Ashley's back, driving the teenager to the ground. The lioness's jaws closed around Ashley's head, her teeth penetrating the skull and causing massive brain trauma. The crushing bite fractured Ashley's skull in multiple places, causing immediate death from traumatic brain injury. Connor froze in terror as the massive male lion approached him. The dominant predator delivered the final attack. The male lion's jaws closed around Connor's neck, his powerful bite severing the child's spinal cord instantly. The crushing force caused immediate death from cervical spine fracture and massive blood loss. Connor's small body went limp as the lion's teeth penetrated deep into his neck. The coordinated attack lasted 90 seconds from initial charge to the death of all 4 family members. Trent died from blood loss and a crushed windpipe within 3 minutes. Michelle died from a severed spinal cord within 2 minutes. Ashley died instantly from traumatic brain injury, while Connor died immediately from a cervical spine fracture. Park rangers discovered the scene 4 hours later, when the family failed to return to their lodge. The investigation revealed that the family had violated multiple park safety regulations by leaving their vehicle and approaching lions on foot. Trent Lawson's 15 years of experience couldn't save his family when they crossed into a lion pride's territory. If these tragic family stories left you shocked by nature's deadly power, click the next video to see more terrifying encounters when humans cross paths with apex predators.